Hey guys, hope you all have been well. Welcome back to my channel. We're going to revisit Would I Buy It? I believe we're on number 11, if I'm not mistaken. It might be 10 or 11. I try to do these every 2 to 3 weeks. I've kind of been on a 2-week schedule because I like things to accumulate on Trendmood, just so that I have a bunch of things that I can choose from to talk about in the video. This series was created by Samantha here on YouTube. I will link her channel down below, as well as linking Trendmood for all the photos that I'm going to be using on my video today. Let's start with the most recent thing and then work our way down. Starting with Gway Cosmetics. I've never tried anything from that brand, but I've constantly been seeing product after product on various channels that I watch here, and a lot of people say really good things about them. I have been particularly interested in their powder products, and they have this duo. They're called the Blush Bouquet, and I feel like these two options will cater to lighter skin tones and darker skin tones just based on the color scheme that they have here. And I don't know if this is necessarily a blush per se. It kind of looks like maybe a blush slash highlighter slash bronzer option. It kind of varies in shades, so depending on your skin tone you might use it for different things. I don't think I would get it because I do have a lot of blush. I think if this was a bronzer highlighter duo I might be a little bit more intrigued, but blush, I can't do it. I just can't. Huda Beauty is adding to her Obsession line with these new 9-pan minis, and it's tempting. Why does Huda Beauty do this to me? I was interested in the nudes. I'm still kind of interested in it, not gonna lie. And then the, what is it called? Retrograde palette. I still kind of look at that and like, they're pretty. I kind of like the idea of these swirl patterns. I know that once you swatch them, they'll eventually just start looking like a single shade, but the idea behind it is kind of cool. I will not be getting this. I do love the way that they look, but I have colors that I'm enjoying already, and I don't make use of colors enough to warrant buying more. So let's just rank them. How about that? I would rank the Lilac number 1. I would rank Rose number 2 and Mint number 3. I'm just not the biggest fan of greens and blues on me personally, so my heart naturally is just like I'm going to the other colors. But for some reason, man, Huda Beauty has been piquing my interest. I think that if I ever do decide, it's probably more than likely, almost 100% sure it's going to be some eyeshadows. Okay, I'm going to briefly talk about the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette. I have seen the original more than anyone needs to in a lifetime. I have personally not owned it, but I have seen many tutorials, many reviews since its release. And based on that palette, comparing it to this one, I don't know, I'm kind of like more of that old school one. I prefer the first release. It has in large part to do with my color scheme preferences. I do like browns and just a sprinkle of color, where I feel like this is a little more half and half. Browns are just my comfort zone, my go-to, the shade that draws me in the most and makes me feel the most inspired. But I will say that the colors that are in here I prefer than the colors that are in the original. I think she has a couple blues if I'm not mistaken, and I'm more of the purple, pink, orange type of girl. I have, however, watched a few people do tutorials using this palette, and they say that the formula is still really good. Apparently they've revisited older formulas and did away with the Vault collection, which I hear is horrible, and it seems like the looks that people are coming out with show very true pigments to what you're seeing here. I did, however, notice that people were saying the way it looks on like photos is different from the way that it looks online. So okay, benefit. I think I've spoken about this on numerous occasions on this channel. I talk about face palettes and just how redundant they can be, specifically with certain brands, Benefit being one of them. They're coming out with a Cheek Stars palette, and well, guess what's in it? Hula's in it, Cookie's in it, Dallas is in it. I've never heard of Georgia, so that might be new. Sugar Bomb, I'm pretty sure is old. I really don't understand why they keep coming out with these palettes, and they include the same thing. I'm sure that no one finishes a hula or a cookie in a year if they're constantly buying these palettes. So is it just like a collector thing that they're going for? I'm not sure. I would not purchase it. Not because I already have an existing palette. I just never really had the urge to purchase any of these cheap palettes. But I have heard great things about the cookie highlighter as well as, of course, the hula bronzer. Moving on to Jeffree Star. He recently came out with his next addition to the Bloodline, and this one is called Bloodlust. And it is a purple themed collection with liquid lipsticks, lip glosses, I think this might be a highlighter, and then of course the eyeshadow palette. The packaging, I would say the outside is very unique. I've never seen an eyeshadow palette quite like this one. The inside though, the way it's kind of laid out, I'm not a fan of wasted space, so it kind of drives me crazy. Moving on to the shades in the palette, I have seen people review this product, try it out on their channels, and it seems as though it's close to a lot of the other formulations that he's had with, you know, was it Blue Blood and then the red one, Blood something. So speaking on formulation, it seems similar to Brother and Sister. However, I don't know, I feel like I'm a little surprised that this was the color scheme that he came out with. I see him going very bold and very daring, very pushing of the envelope, if you will, with his color selections. And there are pieces that kind of, you know, zhuzh up the eyeshadow palette, but overall I feel like it's pretty safe, which is not common for a lot of the stuff that he comes out with. You see a lot of vivid, bright, in your face types of shades, and I feel like it's a safer palette. It's the kind of palette that I would purchase for color. Let's just say that. So looking at the palette, yes, I do like it. I can do away with that turquoise and like that dark black glitter shade, or a couple of those really light ones because tan, but everything else, like the purples, the pinks, that peachy shade, the shimmers in this, they look really great, and I've seen the swatches on them. They look good. But yeah, I was just kind of overall surprised at the layout and the color choices with this palette. Will he sell a lot of this? Probably. I mean, he's Jeffree Star, so he doesn't technically need my money. But for me, it would be a pass. Pat McGrath, I feel like I talk about her pretty frequently. She's coming out with face complexion products, so that's pretty interesting. I think the last one that I remember her coming out with was the foundation in terms of face. So she's coming out with concealers. Interesting. I feel like makeup artists, usually when they make makeup and they do foundations or concealers, it's like this very lightweight type of coverage kind of deal, and then they pick models that have impeccable skin. So whether or not this is going to be good coverage, I don't know. But you know, just based on like Lisa Eldridge, Charlotte Tilbury, they're not very full coverage type of people, nor do I think Pat McGrath is either. So I'm not quite sure. We would have to wait and see what people say on this. But she's also coming out with the Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Setting Powder, and it is pressed. Looking at it, I kind of get a MSF feel. If you don't know what that is, that's Max Mineralized Skin Finish. Looks very soft, and it kind of looks baked, so pretty similar. And pricing wise, $32 for the concealer, $30 for the powder. I think that's, I mean, it's still high, but I think it's a lot more reasonable than her eyeshadow palettes. If I had the chance, I don't think I would pick up this concealer because I'm a medium to full coverage person, and for some reason something's telling me this is neither here nor there. So okay, Colorpop, it's like you're my reoccurring guest on my TV show. And Colorpop is doing a collection not with an influencer, well, maybe an influencer of the past, and that's Sailor Moon. Now, I did have classmates at one time that were, you know, into Sailor Moon and all that stuff. Not me. I don't know what Sailor Moon is. Is that the person? Is that just the name of the show? I have no clue. But I know that this is going to be a hit with quite a few people in and around my generation. The colors are just bleh for me. It's not a color scheme that I would pick out let's say if it was like in single shadow options, not my color scheme. But this is the thing with Colorpop sometimes. I mean, their products are really great, really affordable. So not taking away from them. Since they come out with so many products, some things start to look, or a lot of things tend to look like each other. So where they score points and where they get the customers to come back is packaging, because they're pretty good at designing some packaging. So just the fact that Sailor Moon, and I don't know who this cat is, the fact that it's here stamped on an eyeshadow palette or in a lip gloss or these glitters, people are gonna buy it because of that. Just, it's smart. They know what they're doing, but it's just not a palette that I would want. Maybe if it had a picture of NSYNC, I might. Hate on me all you want. NSYNC forever. BSB second place. Okay, I'm kind of scrolling through the rest of it, and it's a whole lot of Jacqueline and Jeffree Star. So I think we are going to leave this "Would I Buy It" here. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. I really do hope that you enjoyed it. This makeup look is very purple. Oh my gosh, how fitting. Jeffree Star. It was not planned at all. I just had colorful eyeshadows and I said purple. But yeah, if you like the makeup look, go ahead and check me out on Instagram. First link in the description box down below, where I will post a photo of the makeup look along with all the products in the caption. Till the next video, I hope you all are doing well, taking great care of yourselves. I will see you all next time. Bye guys. Dun, dun, dun. Yummy. Does anyone else like Score? I'm not much of a chocolate person. I'm just not much of a sweets person. I prefer chips. But if I did have a go-to, it would be Score. Let's see what my top 3 would be. Score, Twix, and, oh, I know. You know those Kisses that has the white chocolate and the regular chocolate, the Hershey's ones? Those. I really love those. I want mango juice. I have one in the fridge getting cold. Yes. Okay, bye.